Alright, y'all, welcome to another episode. I just finished with the just finished doing my content on the other episode. Today, like I said, I promised I was gonna do a video of cars that we want to see return on Grand Theft Auto 5. Now, I'm not gonna show any. I don't know how I'm gonna show the pictures of the cars I would like to see, or cars you're gonna have to see, but I'm gonna post some pictures, probably showing of what the cars we would like to see. Maybe later, sooner or later, but that's gonna be something I'm gonna have to look up to see, because I'm a very busy person and I don't have a lot of time. But yeah, I am playing. So yeah. What do I have to say? Yeah, we have a list. I have a list of cars I would like to see return. Now, I'm not gonna name a lot of cars because it'll just turn this video into a very long one. And I'm trying not to do that very often because I don't want to bore our video viewers. So let's get started with the first car. And the first car I would think to return will be 3 cars actually. So this is gonna be 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, 3 cars. The first car would be the Comet Classic. A Comet Classic will be a cool car to come back. If you remember playing the original Grand Theft Auto Vice City on a PlayStation 2 or Xbox, the Comet is based off a old 80s Porsche 911 Targa. And if you don't know what Targa means, Targa stands for a car with a removable roof, and it's basically that cool. The Porsche 911 Targa, cool car, and the Comet on Vice City, it was really cool. Front engine for some reason instead of mid-engine, but the car was really cool, and it will be cool to see this car return to the streets of Los Santos on Grand Theft Auto 5, or maybe any other next Grand Theft Auto game, GTA 6 hopefully. But I would like to see the car on here. But let's get started with the second car. The second car will be a Cheetah Classic. The Cheetah Classic, it will be cool. The Cheetah, like I said, it was introduced in Grand Theft Auto 3, but in Grand Theft Auto Vice City, it was based off a cool 1980s Ferrari Testarossa. And the Testarossa was probably Ferrari's well-known car in the 80s. And I currently driven, I think, in a TV series. I don't know, maybe it was Miami Vice or something. But it was a really famous car driven by a lot of famous people. It would be nice to see that car return onto the streets of Los Santos as a Ferrari Testarossa, maybe with some pop-up headlights to make the real feel of a 1980s car. And the third classic I would like to see, of course, would be the Infernus Classic. The Infernus Classic will be based off the iconic, the well-known Lamborghini Countach, with the wonderful boxy, quirky designs of its taste. This car will be really cool and will really fit in with the class of cars on here. Hopefully Rockstar will bring these 3 cars out all at once in an update, because they managed to do this 2 times with the regular Coquette, the Coquette Classic and the Coquette Classic Blackfin. Now, if they can do that with that car, I'm sure they can do it with the Coquette. I'm sure they can do it with the Infernus, the Cheetah, and the Comet. Okay, number 4 car, the 4th car I'd like to talk about to return will be the Uranus. Now, I bet you're wondering, what is the Uranus? Well, the Uranus is a two-door coupe based off the late 80s Mustang Fox body, and it was introduced in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, but that was based off a tuner. Maybe it was, I think it was based off a Eagle Talon, but when it returned on the HD universe as the on Grand Theft Auto 4, it was based off the 1980s Mustang, and it was, to me, really cool. It was front-wheel drive. Now, there was other variants of it. There was only 2 variants of it. There was a stock one, and then there was one that was owned by gang members, and they're just a little bit customized. Hopefully, we'll be able to see these cars on the street. It will be cool. Now, that car could compete with the Ruiner. It did compete with the Ruiner. They both were sports cars. They were just basically low-end sports cars. and I'd like to see them return on this game. Now they are on the game. The ruiner is the Uranus is on the game technically, but they're all roached out. They're all ruined. They're all roached out again. Like I said, I meant to say rusted out, but they're beat up and you can't drive them. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, go to the Los Santos Customs right around here, and you'll probably see one all destroyed over there in the gas station area. But the Uranus I would like to see come back. That would be something that we would like to see return. A car that I would like to see return. Number 5 would be a classic again. It would be the classic Regina from Grand Theft Auto: The Lost and the Damned. Now I bet you're wondering, the Regina is a station wagon. No one wants the Regina station wagon, but that's the new variants of the Regina. The Regina on Grand Theft Auto 4 Lost and the Damned, it was a rare station wagon. It was a rare car. It was only featured in one mission, and you could only get it from that one mission. And it was cool. To me, it was cool because it was basically Rockstar put a lot of time and effort into that car. It was nice. It was lean. It was mean. It was a real nice car to see on the streets for a 60s station wagon. It was a lean, mean 60s station wagon. The whole front fascia, if you compare it to the original Regina on here, not surprisingly we passed up one. The Regina in here, the whole front fascia on that Regina right now is completely different from the one on the original one, which was from Grand Theft Auto Lost and the Damned. So the whole front fascia, it made the whole car look meaner. It made it look cooler. It was lower. It was wider. And it was just a car that I fell in love with. And I would like to see that car come back too, because it's a potential car for being something customizable at Benny's Garage. It would be something that would really set the show of a classic lowrider station wagon, or maybe something even more better than that. So that's my number 5, I think. Or is it that's my number 6? I can't remember. But the next car I think should return is the Oceanic. Now, if you don't know what the Oceanic is it's a 4-door classic car from the early 60s, the late 50s. And you can only find it in San Andreas and Vice City. Those are only 2 games that it's only been into. And to give you an example of what it looks like, the first mission that you play on the Vice City, when you have to drive to the hotel, there'll be a 2-toned one with white and yellow in front of the hotel. That's the Oceanic. And it would be nice to see that car come back. It's something cool. Maybe like a 59 Cadillac convertible, because it would be nice to see something like that return. And that's basically all I have to say about that. The next car I would like to see return, this is probably going to be a newer car, and that'll be the Super GT. The Super GT is a cool car. It was introduced in Grand Theft Auto. I think it was introduced in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, and it was really cool. It was really a real cool car. I think it was based off of Ferrari, maybe. And it was really fast. It was really a high performer, and it made its appearance in the HD universe on Grand Theft Auto 4. And it was kind of based off of Ferrari. I thought it was an Aston Martin, but its brand is the Dubachi. So it is an Aston Martin brand, since Dubachi is Aston Martin. But the car is also based off a little bit of a Ferrari from the rear end and the front end, so it's a little bit weird. The only thing that shows Aston Martin is the grille. And the Super GT, if it returns, it would be kind of cool to see it maybe as a coupe or not, or maybe a sports car, because the Super GT, I would say, was the low-end supercar. It wasn't that fast. It wasn't as fast as the Comet or the Infernus, but it was a car that I would say can get up and go. So that'd be something that can return. Another car I'd like to see return is the give me 1 minute. Sorry, sometimes I get phone calls from during the show, but what car was on about? I was about to say, yeah, another car I like to see return for interesting is the Fortune. The Fortune is one of those cars where it doesn't look much, but this car can perform. The Fortune was introduced in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, and it was based off a Ford Thunderbird from the 90s. The Fortune made another appearance in Grand Theft Auto 4, and it was based off again as a Thunderbird. The car didn't basically get any heavily changes, but it was still based off a Thunderbird from the 90s, maybe the late 80s. And the car could perform very well. It was actually very fast for what it was based on, for a coupe. And this car can really get up and go. It was very fast. It competed against, I would say, the Blister Compact, the Pluto, and the Peltzer as well. The car was actually faster than the Peltzer, and it was a cool car. Now, it would be nice to see that car return because I want to see the customizations for the car and what else that can be done to it. Guarantee Rockstar would bring the car out. I guarantee you Rockstar would bring these cars out that I'm talking about, but sometimes I think they'll screw them up. Just like any car manufacturer, if they bring a car back, they're gonna screw it up. Case in point, the Windsor, they brought it out again, and I was so disappointed because the car was supposed to be based off a Jaguar E-Type, and they based it on a Rolls Royce. And I was so just pissed. The Glendale, it was supposed to be based off a 60s American classic. They brought it out as a Mercedes-Benz. So that pissed me off even more. So Rockstar, if you're gonna bring these cars out, please don't screw them up. Don't fuck them up. Please don't. So enough about that. Let's get to probably two more cars because I'm really running out of cars to talk about. The next car, the Hustler. I would like to see that car return. The Hustler, one car that was only featured in one game, and that was Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. CJ's girlfriend owns a Hustler, and they're found in Los Venturas. This car is based off a 1932 Ford Model A coupe, and this car is really cool. I would say it was probably one of the oldest cars in the game. And this car really did perform very well for a classic car. Now, it was probably based off it's probably a modified one, a hot rod, because this car should be really slow, but the car is really fast on that game. It would be nice to see that car return. The last car, no, two more cars. I know I'm saying two cars, but the last car I like to see return. The second to last car I like to see return is the Broadway. The Broadway, really cool car, really nice car. The Broadway is based off 1940s Cadillac Series 62 convertible, and this car is probably the coolest car Cadillac has ever made, and one of the coolest car Rockstar's ever made. The car is also featured as a pitmobile or a lowrider, and I would say that's alright, but I would like to keep it stock. It would be nice to see this car on the game, and it would be probably a very expensive car, very heavily designed as a 40s car, very nice and very cool. Hopefully Rockstar, if you fuck it up, I'm gonna get pissed and I'm gonna actually make some comments on here. Anyway, the Broadway, nice car, want to see that car return. The last car, I'm gonna save the best for last. The last car I like to see is the Stafford. Stafford, I would say, would like to come back very, very heavily. If you don't know what the Stafford is, excuse me. The Stafford is a four-door, heavily designed car based off of Rolls Royce, and the car is huge, it's big, and it's very luxurious. I would like to see that car not only return as something else. They managed to do that with the Windsor. Now it's time for the payback. What else was I say? The Stafford, I would like to see that return as not only as an Albany car, but something as maybe as a Chrysler Imperial. Now, if you don't know what the Chrysler Imperial is, the Chrysler Imperial, basically, it was Chrysler's most luxurious car. At one point, the car was actually as expensive as a Rolls Royce. So to see the Stafford return as maybe as a Chrysler Imperial Crown or maybe a convertible Chrysler Imperial, that would be kind of nice, and it would be really cool to see the car return as something very cool. It will be a luxury car. It will be a sedan or maybe a convertible, something that I would like to see. Now, there's no guarantee Rockstar will bring these cars out. There's no guarantee, and these are just cars that I think that will really do well in this game, and hopefully they will bring them out. Now, please give me, I want to give me a comment of cars that you would like to see return, or give me or tell me what car that you would like to see named on here, because I guarantee you Rockstar's going to be creating some more names for cars, and I've already came up with some names, a name of a car that I would really like to see return. I've created a few names, but I'm not going to say it because I don't want nobody stealing it. These are going to be the car, actually I really don't care, but I really would like to see it. I would like to see these names on the card, and this video is going to show that this is my stuff. This is my name that I chose. No one's going to take it. No one's going to steal it. And if somebody does take it or comes up with the idea, I'm taking it. I'm taking the cash money that's going from that person. I'm joking, but still, these names are confidentially for my use, and I use them. The Albany Boulevard. The Albany Boulevard will be, to me, a car that will be heavily modified. It will be heavily based off a Cadillac or maybe a Lincoln car. It will be a Cadillac car. It will be something maybe between 1920 and 1960. And the car would be heavily based off something very luxurious, or maybe even based off a Duesenberg, maybe. I would like to see that car. I would like to see that on there. What else? I like to see the car. Something called, now I know this is just me, but I like the Great Gatsby. I would like to say an Albany Gatsby. The Albany Gatsby would be based off maybe it'll be based off a Duesenberg. I might change that up a bit, but that would be cool to see. The Albany Gatsby will be a convertible car based off actually the 1929 Duesenberg Model J convertible, the same type of car that was actually driven by Gatsby in the movie The Great Gatsby, and I love that car. I love it, and I like to see that car on here. It'd be really nice and it'd be really cool. A third car, the last car I think will be something called the Manhattan. The Manhattan will actually be a 60s luxury car, probably based off a Lincoln or another, maybe an Oldsmobile, something luxurious GM brand, something like that. These cars are just new names that I've created, but these are my names that I've chosen, and if somebody just decided to steal those names, I will use this video as proof that I used these names and that I created these names. So, if any other of y'all want to post any names of any cars that you would like to see, or any names you created that you would like to see, post them on here. I'm not going to take them. It would be nice to see any names, you know, see Rockstar, watch my videos probably in the future and say, that'll be a nice name for a car, that'll be nice to see. So, just feel free to comment. If you like, if you dislike. This is a long video, and if I don't blame you if you wanted to dislike, but because this is a long video, and I promise it's going to be a short one. So, this is what it is in 1929 here, signing off.